Good morning, YouTube. Hello, YouTube, shall I say. I am at Elite Performance Golf Studios today, and I'm doing a driver fitting. It's up in Newbury. The fitter I'm seeing today is I believe he's the co-founder, Ross Walker. Also has his own YouTube channel, Elite Performance Golf Studios. So go check that out. Does loads of club comparisons, this, that, and the other. But yeah, we're going to go in there. I'm going to have driver fitting. It's an hour and a half. How I'm going to edit this down, I have no idea. It's going to take me ages. But it's an hour and a half of a full fitting, trying out aftermarket shafts, different things, comparing them against my current driver, the F8. F8? Yeah, there's been so many drivers out since then. So surely with all the new tech, new things will be in place. So bursting for a wee, praying he's got a toilet in there. So we're in the studio, and look at this setup. How nice is this? Hello, shafts. Lots of shafts on the wall. Very, very nice. Ross has just gone to see his dog. He'll be back in a minute, but really looking forward to it. I'm going to get warmed up in a second. Here he is now, creeping in.
Hello.
This is Ross. You are the co-founder?
Yes, yeah.
And the fitter?
The fitter, yeah.
The fitter.
Still quite a small business, so I do pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got his own YouTube channel as well.
Yep.
Elite Performance Golf Studios.
Yep.
So give him a subscribe. He'll basically do loads of
Testing,
don't
yeah,
you?
testing and reviews.
Comparisons,
Mate,
reviews.
Yeah. Yep,
That's
pretty
good
much.
stuff.
Awesome.
So I'm going to have a little warm up, and then we're going to see what we can do.
Quite quickly.
Yeah, completely.
So it's almost like being able to quantify that in terms of and justifying the spend. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Or me getting my point across without trying to be a salesman. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Which I'm typically very bad at.
What? Selling?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it is good on your website because you are very much like, let's just find out if your club's working for you or whether there's something else that can be working for you and there's no obligation to buy. So you're providing a service, aren't you? Which
Yes, it's like a process of discovery.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Just wanted to cut in real quick whilst I was editing this mammoth vlog, and it is a long one, as you've probably seen, but Ross has very kindly offered you lovely bunch, yes, you lovely bunch, 50% off if you book using a discount code called DGSGV50. DGSGV50. It's 50% off when you book online. You need to be subscribed to my channel. So if you're giving it out to your mates, make sure they're subscribed because he will check when he gets there. And also subscribe to his channel, Elite Performance Golf Studios. But yeah, DGSGV50, and you will get 50% off booking a session, whether it's a driver fitting, iron fitting, just checking your clubs, whatever. You go on his website and all the stuff that he does will come up. 50% off is an incredible deal. And that is even coming up to Christmas. Can you hear that? My computer. Coming up to Christmas, what a great little present that would be. So put it in your stockings. Get your wives and girlfriends and whatever to book you a nice little fitting, 50% off. But obviously, they need to subscribe to the channel to be able to use the code. Anyway, back to the vlog.
And it's really good, I feel, for a lot of people when they think about fitting, they're thinking just hitting clubs and kind of they're going to get sold a club. Whereas for loads of people, it's such a discovery about their swing as well. Like if you're not having lessons or you don't particularly know what's going on in your swing, I generally take you through every part of the delivery as well, with all the kind of numbers we've got on quad, talk through kind of dynamics and what might be causing the bad shot and maybe what I personally would work on. And a lot of people take away a lot from the swing side of things as well.
Yeah, of course.
Good.
Yeah. You're not a pro?
No.
No, you are a club fitter.
Yes. I didn't do PGA or anything because there's not a lot to do with fitting anyway,
Yeah,
realistically.
no,
Well, there
no.
wasn't.
You just need to know how to read and understand these numbers, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've tinkered with my swing for like 16 years.
Yeah.
And it's
What's your handicap? Have you got a handicap?
no, not for like a few years now. Not since I set this up.
Right.
Last time I went out, I shot one over.
Okay.
I think I would be somewhere like between 1 and 3.
Oh, cool.
Probably.
Blimey, that's a good one.
That would be heavily dependent on short game and putting on the day.
Sure.
Because I do lots of driving in there, but I don't do much short game or putting.
Yeah.
So in my driving and irons would probably be like the low single figures, and then short game and putting
Yeah.
anywhere from 2 to 15 on the day.
Fair enough.
Right, length's pretty good. Okay, so playing 10.5. We are slightly closed. Length's 45, which is quite a nice length to be there for a lot of people. Swing weight is about D1.
On the back, when I think I got fitted for that one. Oh my goodness. The fitter put me in the shaft and this, that and the other. I was like, yeah, okay, brilliant. And then he's like, okay, I hit that bit low, like I'm gonna change that. And I was like, oh no, don't do it, just keep it standard. I don't wanna, I'd rather change my swing than the club.
Yeah,
Because at the time I was grinding,
yeah,
or trying to grind. Because I know it's all about how you're swinging it, really.
yeah.
Like today, if I'm not hitting driver well, it'd be a terrible day, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It is an interesting one. I mean, ultimately, we're fitting your swing for a club.
Yeah.
If you want to then go and change that swing
Yeah.
because of
It
X, Y, and
changes.
Z issues,
Yeah,
then that's great. That's fine. That's always a discussion.
yeah,
If there's anything in the swing that I see and I go, actually, personally, I'd maybe try and change that
yeah,
and then get fitted.
yeah,
Then fine. Or someone
Yeah.
might go, do you know what? My swing's my swing. I ain't changing it.
Yeah.
Just fit me for what's best.
yeah.
Also fine.
Well, that's what now where I'm at, because I haven't got, unless I haven't got the time, I don't make the time to go down the range and work on my swing.
Yeah.
I'm now thinking, let's just put a club to my swing and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it'll be like that for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in a couple of
Makes
years'
sense.
time, then I can start working on the swing. And
Yep. Well, sometimes even there's small enough changes that
Yeah.
we can make in the fitting
yeah,
that are not big technical changes, maybe just ball position or kind of ideas of weight and
Yeah.
release patterns that are typically easy to make
yeah,
and make a good difference straight away. But I am always cautious about that because it's one of those things of, well, if I change your swing even slightly in the fitting and then fit you to that swing,
yeah.
you need to make sure or take responsibility that you're
I
going
need
to
to get
keep
back
doing
to that
that.
swing. Exactly.
Or at least keep that in mind, that concept, and then I'm always a bit worried where if you can't on course, I know what it's like.
Yeah,
You kind of
yeah.
revert back to
Yeah.
your comfortable ways.
Oosh.
And then I get a phone call going, this driver's not working.
Yeah, totally.
And then I come back and like, well, you're hitting 6 down on it again, whereas we were hitting 2 up in the fitting.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
Right, mate. So, obviously there's 3 different T heights there, biggest to smallest.
Which one's the pink castle?
It's the second one from the left. That one. Actually, that might be. I don't remember now. Actually, that might be slightly higher. I think it might-
That's about right.
Yeah. Might have a look. Should we think
Hmm.
for
No, that's a bit
a
high.
bit higher? Yeah, I reckon that one. That one's normally the favourite. Yeah, it's good. Cool. And we do have T claws as well that we can use, but generally they're pretty good. Right. So let's delete all those shanks.
Yeah. Don't know why you're bringing it up.
On this. I mean, this hole is pretty straightforward, pretty straight away. You know, would you be aiming generally pretty straight on a hole?
On that, I'd be aiming down the right for a draw back,
Okay,
and then I'd hit it right and fade it.
okay. I mean, is that just a straight block slide? Yeah.
Yeah.
And would you typically try and play for a bit of a draw, or is it hole dependent, or what?
It would be very much day dependent.
Right. Okay. All right. I see that.
Yeah. So like if I'm out there thinking, yeah, everything's moving a little bit right to left today, then that's definitely what I would do.
Okay.
But
you typically wouldn't have necessarily a concept until you get up on the day and see.
yeah, I mean, I would start thinking I'll probably draw this,
Okay.
and then if it doesn't, I'm like, okay, that's not happening today.
Right,
Let's
okay.
adjust accordingly.
Alright, so we'll aim kind of slightly down the right side, but if you just kind
Yeah.
of aim with the mat almost,
Yeah.
just straight down the line and we'll see what happens. You're right, it's okay there, catch a little bit of fairway if you want. Yeah, nice.
Take it on, there's a bit of a
Yeah,
camera on that.
Absolutely. Strike, tiny bit heely or?
I think it was, yeah.
Let's say the numbers were too bad actually. 5, 6, 7.
Well, that was Healy.
That definitely was heely, yeah.
Did you see it?
That definitely was. Okay. It's not typically like a really bad strike miss though. Even that one on what would be like terrible, you ended up like left or up. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, and that
Horrendous,
is
isn't it?
what I've found lately. So when I say my driving's been okay, when I have my high rounds, you'll have a lot of 3 off the tees. Or let's say you might have 3 holes where you do 3 off the tee. Recently, that's not been happening as much. So the misses
Good.
have become less. Should we say?
That's good. Nice. Shot.
Yeah, that was good.
Pin straight down the line. It's probably just going to screen. Pretty good numbers. Has that still got all the dots on it?
Yeah.
That sounded a bit more like solid.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of push, but
Yeah. I don't feel like I turned my body through it, which is why it's gone out that way. That's what I'm going to put it down to.
okay, there we go. Cool. Right. I'm doing okay. Good. Yeah. Well, that was more par. So, have you been on a quad and kind of or anything recently?
Um,
Looked at your
I-
data?
I popped down to one TrackMan not so long ago when my mate was down there and I was like, oh, I'll just hit a cut. And he's like, oh my God, your path's so far inside to out. And I was like, yeah, I know, but it's just working, so I'm not thinking about numbers.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
Because as soon as I start cluttering my mind,
Yeah.
golf's just gone. If you're thinking about the swing on the course,
Yes.
I just-
that
yeah.
striking result.
yeah.
And have you kind of played around with any other drivers, like in the recent
No.
time or not?
Not at all.
Okay. Cool.
No, I bought this. I don't think I've hit anyone else's. And that was I'm not like had a play on someone else's driver or anything. I've just.
Cool.
And that one again there, I feel like I sort of threw my hands at it rather than turning my body through it. That makes sense.
It does, yeah, it does. It's going to be a lot to do with that path as well, the heel strike,
Yeah.
which is obviously linked to what you already said.
Yeah, because then when I turn my body
rounds.
through, the club face, I can keep up with the club face, if that makes sense. So if I
Yeah.
don't, the path comes from inside, and I end up doing that,
Yeah.
right? If I can turn my body through it, it comes through square.
Yeah.
Does that make
Which is
sense?
a hard thing to do with driver.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so it's just like, again, it's a fine drive, just necky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did that feel necky too?
Oh, a little bit, yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't at the middle. But it's like those ones where you just in play, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
250 down, just off the right side of the fairway, I think lovely.
So I mean, it's a pretty good miss, really.
Yeah, that's
It's a
right,
very
yeah.
good miss. It's a very good miss.
Yeah, that was necky as well.
Yeah, again, it's like such a good miss, though, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
That's right, you'd be pretty over the moon with that result, straight down to the fairway.
Yeah, you can game it all day long, can't you?
Absolutely.
You know.
No, it's kind of the pattern seems to be obviously a very inside path, and actually the face reasonably square-ish to the path.
Okay.
That's why we're seeing just that straight kind
Yeah.
of straight pushy one.
I see.
A little bit more turning. Again, that's probably a little bit strike blade as well.
Yeah.
That sounded quite good. I mean,
Yeah.
the driver sounds pretty bad, but That sounds like a good strike. Quite a high pitch, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't really notice the noise out on the course.
Okay.
I'm very rarely notice the noise.
Okay.
Yeah, high off the face.
Yeah, a little bit
Felt
high. Again, I mean, a half face generally does very well. The efficiency is obviously low, so I don't know. I mean, have you actually ever been on quad before?
I have, but I've not done a thorough
Right.
thing for it.
So within driver, I mean, your club speed is typically around 100.
Mm-hmm.
First year it read a little bit high because it just missed the strike. So 100, 102, 102, 101. Like if we knock those 3 out. Average 101.8.
Mm-hmm.
Your average efficiency is what I'd be looking for in a 7 iron.
Okay.
Basically, it's very low. So that number is basically just a division of club speed and ball speed. So your club speed there at 100 mile an hour,
Yeah.
your ball speed there at 136, 1.36 efficiency. It's kind of
Okay.
1.35 because it's just over 100. But
Yeah.
it's just a division of those, right?
Yeah.
So on quads, really looking at 145 would be very efficient.
Okay.
Not your 1.5, that's TrackMan, only because they measure swing speed slightly differently.
Okay.
So 145 would be that kind of max efficiency. So your efficiency is very low. It's a lot to do, obviously, the heel strike.
Yeah.
Which we'll see if there's anything we can do to help that. I do feel it's very much
Swing
more of a
based.
swing issue than
Yeah.
it is a club issue.
Yeah.
But again, we'll talk through some concepts and we'll try and test some stuff out.
Yeah.
In terms of like average launch and spin, actually not too bad. It's 16 launch and 2400 backspin, which actually isn't bad at all,
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice high launch because you get up on it quite a lot. We're kind of, from a club delivery perspective, you're averaging 5.6 up on angle of attack and 7 into out. So, as we discussed, quite a bit into out.
Yeah.
And 5 up, which is great. It means you're always going to launch the ball quite high, which is great for maximising your distance potential.
Sure.
So 16 launch and yeah, 2400 backspin again is pretty good, really. We're probably aiming somewhere around that low 2000s, 2200,
Yeah.
2300 is great.
Okay.
So from a launch and spin perspective, not terrible.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to try and up that ball speed.
Yeah.
Which is the main goals. On average, we're at 230 carry, whereas with your swing speed, you should be creeping closer to 250.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
you know, on average at least 240.
Mhm.
But the best ones, and you did have one that carried 245
Yeah.
earlier, which is that last one carried 245.
Yeah.
So that's decent,
Yeah.
but we should be able to eke out a little bit more than that, really.
Yeah.
So we'll start making up a few bits.
Exciting.
Exciting. Have you seen anything that you kind of like? The look
Uh,
of, like, oh, I really want to try that.
A couple of mates have got the Cobra,
Yep.
obviously.
Yep.
And the TSR is looking
Yep.
really good, which is why that video you did the other day, I was like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
That was right up my
Which
street.
is that, the TSR 3 vs 4 or 3?
The Cobra versus the TSR.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They're both very good, to be honest. I would say, in my personal opinion, I think the Titus is a little bit more forgiving.
Yeah.
But I will say I have hit next year's Cobra,
Okay.
and that's better.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's always one to weigh up as well.
Yeah, and that's
I
exactly
don't
what I
have it
thought
yet, but
driving up here, because I sort of thought had like Cobra and Titus in my mind.
yeah.
And then I remember in your video you're like, yeah, next year's Cobra is coming out soon. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
bloody hell!
Wrong time for a fit in.
Yeah.
Wrong time for a fit in. No, it's never a bad time for a fit in.
No, that's right.
Okay, so we'll start off with the Cobra then.
My thoughts are that since this Cobra was out, there's been like 4 or 5 probably Cobra drivers.
Yeah.
And it would be really interesting to see how much they change in essentially 11 handicappers' hands.
Yes. So again, I think that this is the best driver that they've ever made.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't say it's maybe quite up there with a few of the others that are out
Mhm.
in terms of the forgiveness across the face.
Yeah, okay.
But when you get out of the middle, it's awesome.
Oh well.
So my kind of idea in my fittings, I kind of the first little while, I like to just have a little bit of fun with it and kind of let you hit different heads, kind of see what we like the look of, like the feel of.
It's fun.
And then the last bit of the fitting is kind of like once we've decided on a head, that we like
Yeah.
and we're both happy with, then it's like that fine tuning, lofts and kind of shafts and swing weights and
Yeah,
stuff.
cool.
We'll be testing a few different shafts as we go through
That's fine.
but
So this shaft compared to my shaft, is this like similar to what that shaft is, or have you already put a different sort of shaft in there?
it's slightly different, yeah. Like it's not quite as stiff. I'd say the IM10 has this a little bit softer than the MV Green, but you probably won't feel a massive difference. I don't again like to change it up.
It feels quite solid in the swing alone.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It feels like, yeah, that's quite nice.
Again, for me, I mean, a lot of fitters talk about launch and spin when it comes to shafts. Like, it's just not true.
Yeah.
Like, they don't change launch and spin much. If anyone's saying, "Oh, this shaft's spinning 1,000 more or less than another shaft," that's rubbish. It's based on that very small set that you would have hit, which is more predicated on strike than it is the shaft. If that makes sense.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yes,
Interesting. I like the look of it for starters.
does look nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like the mat.
Strike actually sounded not bad.
Yeah, it did. Felt
A
good.
little bit down the right, but
Yeah, felt like a good contact. But again, I feel like I didn't turn through it. I felt like I threw the club at it rather than.
okay, it's a little bit heely, but
Yeah, that's right. It was.
yeah.
But yeah, middle heel though, wasn't it?
But yeah, like equator heel. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's a nice little draw.
Got the shoulders through.
250.
It's literally just that one swing thought I have. I've been trying to just work on that, and it's just like as soon as I leak one right, I'm like, get your swing shoulders through, and then that seems to help.
So it's just still a little bit heely, but high heel. So we see the backspin just drop a little bit from the high on the face strike. So I mean, again, you're not going to run with that result. We're 250 rolling out to 275, 3 yards off line. That's all right.
That's it's a lot further than any of the others I hit earlier, isn't it? I'm going left now.
Okay, just found it. It's okay. So what's your initial reaction to kind of how it feels just to swing?
It feels very solid.
Yeah?
It feels very solid. It feels very sort of almost like just very together. It feels very connected.
Okay.
That makes sense, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
So that's the way you're saying it. That's a positive. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
yeah, definitely.
It's interesting trying to
Determined.
decipher some people's like
Lingo.
everywhere. Someone would say that would be a bad thing. I'm like,
Yeah. Oh, see, I want to try and swing harder now.
yeah, don't do that.
I know.
I know it's tempting. It's a great drive though.
I know, see?
Swing hard all the time.
Yeah. That's my other thing with simulators and fittings and stuff. To try and keep a consistent thing because you get carried away like, oh, that went quite far, I'm going to try and beat that.
Yeah. It is.
The male testosterone kicks in, doesn't it?
Yeah, so just resetting every time. Just golf course swing, kind of.
Yeah.
First tee.
Not first tees, they always get clocked.
Okay. Really, but how do you think it feels compared to yours? As far as the face, like, 'cause the
Feels
head-
nice. Feels nice, yeah. I mean, like I said, all I can say is it just feels a bit more. It does just feel a bit more sort of solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think that's more like the shaft and the head, or a bit of both? Hard to say.
I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't actually.
Sure.
Yeah. I couldn't.
Kind of a good swing.
Yeah, that was a good one. Wasn't it?
Yeah, nice. That's really good. Interesting to see the launch conditions on that one again. 277 just down the right side. It's nice. Yes, that's great. I mean, it's a little bit out of the heel still,
Yeah, that's right.
but we're still up in it. We're at 253 carry, 277 total.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to keep an eye on the swing speed because that head, in probably 80-85% of fits, I find people can swing faster.
It's funny, isn't it?
It's really like it's 2 mile an hour faster than,
Yeah.
especially than like Callaway, which is the opposite end of the spectrum for some reason. People swing that
Oh,
slowly.
really?
Yeah, it's really weird, like consistently.
That's mental, isn't it?
A little bit, that's not terrible. I mean, if there was kind of like one side of the course you'd want to take out more, what would you say it would be? Like, it's always hard with drive because there is a bit more of a we all kind of have a two-way miss, realistically,
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
Which would you say causes you more problems on the course? I know you mentioned the hook, but like how often does that come in?
Not often recently.
Yeah, versus the
Versus the
fadey
pushy,
one,
the pushy
yeah.
heel. I would say the trouble is I've played in a lot of wind recently.
yeah,
So all my recent golf's been so windy.
yeah,
It's been so hard to.
to say.
Yeah.
But what would spring to mind straight away? Do you think push cut right, or
No, I would think
No.
I'm. Maybe the push is probably the miss that happens when I don't get the draw.
okay?
So potentially the push could put me in trouble.
Yeah,
But I think if you asked anyone I'm playing with, certainly if they like comment on my videos, they'll be like, "Oh, he's going to start this down the right and draw it back."
okay.
That would be the common consensus.
Yep.
And then often it'll go in the trees right.
Right.
So-
okay. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay. Tiny bit on face.
But I like this, the way the ball comes back.
It seems like you don't have a huge miss in you anyway,
No.
I wouldn't say.
Yeah. And I think that comes back down to the fact that I'm like, I don't try to go after it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've sort of
yeah.
learned that because
With your swing speed, you can get it out to 270, 280
Yeah.
anyway, so
yeah,
yeah. So that I feel is just tempo. Though. There you got really quick,
yeah.
came out of the swing too early.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's fair.
Right, switch up a bit, mate.
Next.
A little bash with the Callaway, Max LS. Max LS, 9-degree head, ABY 10C. It's probably not too dissimilar to the one you've got, probably actually maybe a little stiffer than the one you've got currently, but in terms of the profile, it's not a million miles away.
It's a nice looking driver, isn't it?
They are nice, yeah. I'm actually going to see a new one today. So I probably shouldn't even be telling you that, so I'll bleep it out. Everyone knows now that they all have a release every year.
Of course.
Apart from King and Titus, which are 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, we all know there's a new one coming at some point, right?
Felt good. Come out low.
That's really interesting, yeah.
Felt really good.
Okay. A bit of odd, isn't it? We haven't seen anything like that so far. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so it came out middle.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
I thought it felt good. That goes down to the swing right there.
You just got the base a bit square to the par, just delivered less loft. Okay, alright, we'll get a few more of that, but that was a great strike. I mean, keep striking it there, that was fantastic. You can just tweak the. Oh, I'm saying, it's coming out really low.
There's a Healy one.
Yeah. Little low necky?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's just such a good miss.
Straight down the middle, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, okay. Alright. Really interesting.
Certainly a lot more erratic.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that the first two are going left with that, but the way I would describe those two drivers, almost at the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of that being a fade bias driver and that being a draw bias driver.
Okay.
So again, it's kind of comes into what do we want to do with
Mm.
the driver, what do we want to take out play.
That was good. That felt really nice.
Much lower, which is actually surprising me. Okay, when compared to the Cobra, typically it's quite a high spin head compared to the Cobra.
Oh really?
Yeah. I think
So were
maybe
you
it's-
expecting to go higher?
Yeah, maybe you're just hitting it better. Maybe it's the fact that the heel strike's kind of causing a bit more spin. You know,
Right.
we're actually hitting this a little better. It's mental.
Like those two, you take those all day long on a golf course.
That's just crazy, like how different that is.
Isn't it?
And I don't think I've seen those two be so different. Okay, that one, to be fair, was very, very low.
Yeah, sure.
That was a very low strike. What's your initial reaction to the head compared to the Cobra in terms of just the way it looks, the way it feels, all that kind of stuff?
I think it feels very nice. For me, I find it hard to compare because I know so much of it. If I'm hitting a 10-yard draw every shot, I feel like you can compare.
Yeah.
But when you go a little bit right, a little bit left, down the middle, bit right, bit left, down the middle, but all I can say is this feels nice and solid. It felt nice out in the middle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would say the results definitely look more erratic with it.
Yes.
I do like the way it feels.
That's better.
That was really
Still
nice.
looks low spin. It's better carry up near that 250 rolling out to 270, which is nice.
That was a good one. Nice tempo and just a nice swing.
That's mental. Okay, cool. We would definitely have to change the lock on that head, that's too low. But again, it comes down to me, like the first while of fitting is just
Figure it out.
tinkering and stuff and testing stuff and seeing
Yeah.
what you like. So, I mean, that being a more draw bias head, I don't know, I'm still racking my brain as to whether that'd be a good thing or a bad thing for you on course. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. It's nice.
I can't miss the fairway, can I?
Bit high, bit. Okay, cool.
They're more central though, aren't they?
Yeah, the strike. I think you're striking that better.
Yeah,
you do.
I
And
think
the
that's
first
what
few
feeling
results have been that that's too low in loft, which hasn't helped him. When we get the face a bit too close to the path, which
Yeah.
reduces the delivered loft,
Yeah.
and with it already being too low in loft, makes it kind of fall out of the sky.
Yeah.
But I do feel like you have been striking that better.
Yeah, I agree. And that's probably why it feels nicer.
Better, yeah, absolutely. I think that was my one. Yeah, very nice.
That was weird. That felt weird as well. Like it felt very low off the face. But,
Yeah, I'd say
and it was like a weird swing. It was gone straight down the middle.
Yeah, I'd say probably was a little bit low, but again, it still came out nice, a bit necky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't that low, was it?
So it's really interesting. You know what I said about swing speed?
Yeah.
Again, if we take out any that it missed, because when it misses all these X's,
Okay.
sometimes it doesn't pick up on all the data.
Yep.
It definitely misreads club speed.
Yeah.
So we do the same with Cobra. 102 versus 99. So you're swinging the Cobra 3 mile an hour faster.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the results, distance-wise, aren't that different. Are they?
No. Well, let's see.
Does that mean that means I'm more efficient with this then, doesn't it? In theory.
Yeah, the carry on average so far, I mean, there's a few bad ones in there. There's a 136 with the Cobra. And I mean, the first couple with the Max LS are obviously pretty poor as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you can keep, actually that one's out as well. So I mean, that 136 is a really bad carry to be fair, so let's take that one out. I mean, you could keep doing it all day long, couldn't you really?
Yeah, you could, yeah.
214, 217, 212, which again are bad carries for you. They weren't good shots. So I mean, I took one out of the Cobra set, which was 136. And we're at 240 average carry with the Cobra versus 228 with this.
Okay.
Again, if you were to take the bad ones out of that, you know, realistically, you're at a 240, 240.
Yeah.
You know, and you could keep going all day long with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that you've struck that better for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
And I would probably say, judging on your miss, I would say that head would be slightly better for you than the
Okay.
Cobra,
Yeah.
based on your miss, and the fact that I actually think that's a little bit more stable. It's
Mhm.
not as long. You can get more distance out of Cobra for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as stable, and I don't think it's quite as good for your miss personally.
But what is handy is the club that I came in with isn't as long.
Well, yeah, not quite. Yeah, no, not quite. But again, we'll you know, there's still more to do, more to go.
Yeah.
Realistically, with your swing speed in here on quad, simulated environment, you should be carrying it around 250 on a good one. If you want to hit it further, you've got to swing faster.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's always my kind of concept, especially with irons as well. A lot of people that I want to get more distance out of irons, and irons are a lot more varied because I've got a 7 iron that's 26 degrees and a 7 iron that's 35 degrees.
Sure.
I could just give you a 26 degree 7 iron and go further,
That's crazy, isn't it?
but the ball flight would be suboptimal.
Yeah.
So I always say, well, for your swing speed, you should carry a 7 iron this far. If you
Makes
want to hit
sense.
further,
Yeah.
go swing faster.
Yeah.
Go work on your swing speed.
Yeah, makes sense. This looks beautiful, doesn't it? I really, I quite like that.
You like it, do you?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
The head looks smaller. I'd say it looks smaller and tighter behind the board.
Yes, yeah. No, I'd agree with that. It's a bit more pear-shapey,
Yeah.
which again, some people will like, some people won't. I think again, the whole red face thing's been very...
Does it
Yeah.
stay red over time, do you know?
Sorry?
Does it stay red over time?
Don't think I can divulge that information. Tell you off camera.
Fine. I think that answers the question.
Might be green, you never know.
Yeah, true. Feels quite heavy, that.
It's heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so although they've been the same length shaft so far, TaylorMade tend to do that in a lot of things, even in irons. The iron heads tend to be a little heavier, driver heads a little heavier,
Right.
to just feel a little bit more work.
Yeah. There's a high off the face.
Yeah. So in terms of that extra weight, like when you pick it up, when you feel it, when you waggle it, when you practice swing, how does that make you feel?
Feels like I've got to swing harder.
Right, okay. So it's not a good thing, is it?
No.
Again, swing weight is something that we dabble probably a little bit more with when
That's
we're tinkering with the final specs.
mm-hmm. I feel like I've sort of got to go after it a bit. I don't know why I feel that. I haven't even looked at the numbers to know what the numbers are. So
Yeah, don't worry about that. Okay. That's probably not a good feeling, is it? Yeah. I always used to find this with TaylorMade drive, me personally, I know not everyone's the same, but because it almost appears like the logo is more in the heel, which I think geometrically speaking it is slightly,
right.
I always used to find I hit it in the heel a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I find that with a lot of clubs.
You do, yeah, you do. Yeah. Yes. Which is interesting again, without deleting any
Yeah.
at all, straight away. If we're just looking at ball speed, which is kind of obviously one of the main things that we need to gain a bit more distance as well as the right launch conditions, but with yours we're at 135, Cobra 138, Callaway 140, and then this we're at 134.
It's as bad as my
Obviously
driver.
Sorry?
It's as bad as my driver.
Obviously very predicated on strike. Again, I mean,
Yeah.
you go around in circles all day, right? You hit the first three just really bad.
Yeah.
Was it the driver or was it you?
Yeah,
Probably a little bit of you as well, right?
definitely.
But straight away, I just don't feel like that setup's gelling.
No, agreed.
Like at all. And again, it could be the shaft, but the problem is with brand agnostic fittings is there's so many options you could go all day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If I tried to dial that in, and then actually went, oh, I don't like that in, now if
Yeah.
I dial another one in, you could be at
Waste of
4
time.
hours on a
Yeah,
driver
that's
fit.
right. Yeah.
Like,
I don't feel like I'm swinging like I should swing. Doesn't feel like my swing.
yeah, that's exactly it. We don't want that.
No.
We want it to feel comfortable enough. that
Yeah,
you
I feel like I'm
swing.
sort of trying to figure out how to hit the driver.
Yeah, that's not
Does that
so
make
bad.
sense?
Yes, it is. And that is not what we want.
Thank you.
DSR2. How does that feel when you pick it up?
Yeah, feels nice.
Yeah.
Looks massive compared to the TaylorMade.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I mean,
massive.
they did refine it a bit this year. I mean, that's TSR2 versus TSI2. The I2 was quite a bit bigger.
Okay.
That's.
Do this. Felt like I hit that right at the bottom.
Low neck Definitely always picks up the bad ones, you notice that?
Yeah. It's because there's enough of them. Felt good.
Yeah, it sounded better. Right down the right. It's actually a nice ball flight. Yeah, pretty good. It's a nicer balanced ball flight, that one.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, right out of the screws. Beautiful. Okay, good. Pretty close. It's not far away. Okay, it's 15 knots 24. Okay. In terms of the way that head looks then,
Yeah.
I mean, with the stealth versus that, would you say you prefer the shape of the stealth?
I do like a small head,
Yeah.
but I'm probably not good enough to gain a small head.
Disagree. But
Okay.
those last two strikes were fantastic.
Yeah.
They've been the two best strikes so far.
Yeah.
Like right out the middle. I know that one's a bit of a push. Again, if you look at the delivery, it's more of like the face was open, but 1 degree. It's more the path is going that way so much that the face is almost square and it's just a straight push. But the strike was fantastic.
Yeah. There it is.
Again, it's not dreadful. I mean, realistically, that's only just missed fairway left.
That was me trying to counteract my path with turning through it and whipping my handscrew.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's not do that.
Oh, fatted it.
Fatty fatter.
I fatted it, yeah. Good Healy.
Very good Healy. Very good Healy.
If your band shot's 250 down the middle and you haven't hit the middle of the club face, it's a good one, isn't it?
Very good. Where's that head dot?
That's nice. Felt nice. Felt like a different style of swing, but it felt nice.
In terms of different
It
style.
felt like just a bit of a shorter swing and a bit more compact, a little bit leany back, but quite sort of controlled.
I appear to have lost the driver. That's not new. That is terrible habit of doing that.
Losing drivers.
Just like taking stuff out to the workshop and use it to measure or whatever, and just leaving it out there.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I like the right side of this fairway where it kicks back in.
Yeah.
It's a dream.
Set this up especially for you.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. That's good actually.
was good.
Interesting for a first one. It's good. So now I'm starting to dabble a little bit more with theories and different shafts. That's the first upcharge shaft you've kind of hit.
This is the first what?
Upcharge shaft you've
Okay.
hit. So
Yeah.
TC5, 50 M5, so it's lighter but firm. It's a really good shaft. Ooh. It's good timing.
Yeah, take that.
Instances variables within that. It sounded a little bit higher on the face, which is going to drop the spin.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 800 revs of spin, so it's going to be high on the face too close to the path, just no backspin. That's almost where the start direction is good. You can look at that curve out the sky.
Yeah. Nice one. Felt like powerful.
Interesting. Came out a little low, so I think it was probably maybe a little low on the face. Yeah. So again, realistically, that is not a good strike, really, is it? I mean,
No.
that's a little bit here, right?
Nearly missed the club face, yeah.
250 1 yard offline.
Yeah.
Definitely going to take it.
All day. Yeah, someone you'd finish the round and go, you drove the ball well today.
Yeah.
Didn't hit the middle one.
Yeah. I'm going to take it. Nice. It's a better flight. Good to see the numbers on that one. What do you think about that one initially?
Feels nice as well.
Do you prefer? Yeah, I mean that's really not far away, to be honest. I mean that's. As I'm going through, I'm always like trying to think. I know kind of how the heads perform against each other, so by the time we get a little bit further down the line, a little bit closer. But 13 launched 2100 backspin. That's really nice, for like an optimised driver kind of numbers.
That just felt lovely. That one.
Yeah.
But it obviously was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah, great strike, good numbers. Efficiency at 143, again, that's something I mentioned earlier, trying to get the efficiency up a little more on average, which is what we want to try and do. So it's not a million miles away from being pretty optimised.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely still things to tinker with.
Yeah.
But again, maybe not quite the best strike, but
No, it wasn't. But you take it.
wouldn't be upset with it.
Not at all.
And this is half of it, right? Like the whole fitting concept is people think that you're going to come and you're going to find something that just nails you, hit it out of the middle every time. Like, it doesn't happen.
No.
It does not happen.
Yeah.
Like you want to try and become as consistent as possible, but ultimately we're amateurs. We're going to hit some bad drives.
Yeah,
we're going to hit a lot of bad drives, right?
Totally.
But it's minimising the miss and maximising the good one. You can do a little bit of both of those.
Yeah.
Just tightens it
Definitely.
in.
And that could
a little
easily,
bit.
well, if that takes out 3 off the tees in your round,
Absolutely.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because even that one, like it was low necky, but the efficiency is still at 143.
Yeah.
The efficiency is still great.
It was drawn around the tree, left side of the fairway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beauty,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's still 260 in the fairway with a low heel miss.
Everyone watching that shot's like, great shot, mate.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Sounded good.
Yeah, it felt
a little
good.
bit more than I'd like it to, but ultimately still left side of the fairway.
Yeah.
How does that feel to swing?
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, it feels, again, it has that solid feel.
Yeah.
It just feels together, like,
Yeah.
sort of feel connected to it, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really bad miss. That was not a good swing.
I was getting excited on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, there's been some bad misses in there, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's not right. Yeah. The average efficiency's coming up though, which is nice.
Yeah.
I won't look at the TSR2 too much. I won't look at the Stealth too much. I feel like the ones in my head so far, realistically, head-wise, would be that and the Callaway.
Yeah,
probably.
agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Cobra as well.
Yep,
Yeah, I
yep.
still like the Cobra.
And funny enough, the efficiency between the two is identical, 99,141, 99,141. Yeah, the swing speed and efficiency is identical
Yeah.
with both of those.
What was, as much as I really liked the feel of the Callaway, obviously it was coming out, it felt like it was coming out quite low.
Yes, but again, for me, that's just my fault of giving you something that's too low enough, right? If you said to me, I love that head, I want to go with that,
Okay.
I'll get it perfect.
Yeah.
Like it just, a little tweak of the loft and settings and
Yeah.
shaft and stuff. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
And this is why it's quite difficult sometimes, again, in that brand agnostic setting, because none of these drivers are bad. Some of them have different traits.
Sure.
I said maybe some would be better fuel miss than others. But if you said to me, I want that driver, I could probably get it as good for you as anything else
Yeah.
with playing around with everything.
Yeah.
And this is where it comes down to trying to pick the head that you like the most,
Mhm.
and we agree maybe have the best attributes for you,
Yeah.
and then dialing that in fully,
Yeah.
spending time on that rather than pissing about with 4 different heads,
Yeah.
trying to get them all individually dialed because you do it all day.
And I suppose that's also where budget can come into it, right?
Yep.
Someone could just say, look, I haven't got a big budget, so let's go with the Cobra because it's the
Yeah,
cheapest, and then
absolutely.
we'll upmarket shafts or whatever from there, sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Potentially.
Completely, yep, that's definitely a part of it. With the Cobra being, well, realistically now I've got to read price match online, so that was stock shafts 349.
Yeah.
Versus like so the tightest and your stealths are 500, 530.
Yeah.
So it's a big price difference.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And Callaway kind of in between.
And you do price match, do you? as
2.9.
well?
We do like
FedEx,
with,
obviously.
well,
Stock.
within like RRP basically. So
Yeah.
whatever the RRP is online, and they're all generally pretty similar. So whatever it be on like Clubhouse Golf sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to smoke this one down the middle quickly. Cool.
That's what we like. And he has. And he has. How'd that strike feel?
I thought it might slice.
Okay, interesting. Did a nice little draw.
Yeah. It sort of felt like I maybe leant back on it and like.
Okay. I think your swing speed just fluctuates sometimes.
Yeah.
So like that just dropped off a couple, 1 or 2 mile an hour. But the variables again within that delivery or the result, I would say, is really not far off. Again, we've got 13 launch, 24 backspin. It was a tiny bit low heel,
Yeah.
which normally kicks the spin up a touch and reduces the launch a touch, which loses a couple yards. The efficiency is still solid 143.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons that I love that head and I personally gain that head. So I find it's still pretty efficient on missed strikes.
Yeah.
Like even quite a few of those low heels we've seen still be at 143,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah.
And then the result's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Like nice little draw down the middle at 260.
Yeah.
It's not going to grumble at that,
Not
right?
at all. Not at all.
Yeah, again, great.
Really good.
Nice high little draw down the middle.
Yeah. Just like nice. That just feels like a nice smooth swing now.
Yeah.
I'm not chasing it. I'm not. You know,
That's exactly what you want.
yeah.
We want it to match you, yeah, again. So that is like
Nice.
really perfect.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, you matched the face
Really
half about as good as you could get, to be
Really
fair.
perfect.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. 144 efficiencies, that's probably the most efficient one I've seen today.
Yeah.
Nearly at 145.
Yeah.
14 launch, 2100 backspin. That's like ideal, really. So that's pretty much that 250 carry
Yeah.
at 99 swing speed.
Yeah.
And now we're really at a position where you want to carry it further,
Mm-hmm.
you need to swing faster. Which I'm not saying you have to do, you don't.
I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay. And then necky, yeah. It's almost like when you swing harder, you almost try and push more, and you don't
Off my
release
feet?
more.
Off my feet.
No, like with your hands. So in terms of
Okay.
more of like a that,
Okay.
which I think is where a little bit of that heel strike comes from, rather than feeling like a turn and a.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually let it go.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will go, oh well that one went left, why would I release more? But I tend to find that the left comes from almost like trying to hold off more.
Okay.
As you kind of stand
Yeah,
up
yeah.
and we kind of end up flipping as we stop
Yeah.
turning.
Yeah. Yeah.
As if we feel a turn and a throw, it
Yeah.
actually kind of generally
Move
be a
it.
bit more relaxed. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, a little bit toey, but you get away with
Yeah.
it down the left
So a bit
side.
high off the face, that.
Yeah. But again, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Great miss. Well, if you want to call it this, but you know,
Yeah.
like 1400 backspin. So that
Yeah.
clearly was a high, but slightly high toe strike.
Yeah.
That looked like a nice swing. Nice high little push draw. Beautiful.
So is that in like a draw setting?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, so I've got it turned up, and that's on my Club Connect sleeve, so we have to, if we're not using stock shafts, which the stock shafts have just their stock sleeves on,
Sure.
the Callaway, Titleist.
Okay. Yeah.
All of my shafts have what's called a Club Connect adapter on it, so any head fits in any shaft,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is great,
Yeah.
but it means you just have slightly less adjustment than the OEM sleeves would have.
Right.
But that's still a 9-degree head turned up to 10,
Mm-hmm.
so it's slightly close to the face.
Yeah.
And I do have the weight in the heel as well, which for you typically is going to be a good double whammy, because A, you strike it in the heel, so we're kind of stabilising the strike miss a little bit,
Yeah.
and if anything, it should help increase that closure rate and kind of stop that right miss. So I do like that head for you.
Yeah. Felt a bit handy, that.
Yeah. Right, so what I want to do now is we want to try and decide on what head we want to move forward with
Oh God.
to fully dial in. So again, I like that head for you. I
Yeah.
liked this head for you, so we're going to go back to this in a
Yeah.
slightly higher loft.
Yeah.
towy.
Yeah. Which head do you prefer the look of?
I think I prefer the look of this over
Okay.
the ball.
Because it's like the matte finish.
Yeah.
Okay.
I quite like the classic look of the Titleist.
Tight, yeah.
But it almost looks,
It's a bit grubby.
yeah, it almost looks a bit old-fashioned
Yeah.
in a
just-
way now.
I think with them having come out with this later than the others, and everyone else kind of went to the satin matte. They kind of probably they want to keep it traditional, it's timeless, but B, if they've come out with something, it just look like they're copying everyone else.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't hate it because I do like that sort of classic. You know, it doesn't. I was going to say it doesn't date because it is just a classic thing,
Yeah.
isn't it? But all like modern drivers, like you say, are all.
But then you turn it the other way and it just looks super modern,
Yeah, that's right.
which
Yeah,
is quite cool.
very much so. Felt quite toey on.
Again, it's good result.
Yeah.
What about the kind of feel off the face? I know that wasn't a good strike.
Yeah, I haven't struck a good one yet. Not since it's come back in my hands. They were both toey, weren't they?
Sound a bit better. Still just even at that more loft, I mean, it's just not quite, it's definitely launching higher, but that spin was lower, I think, again.
Yeah, that felt out of the toe again, to be honest. Feels quite toey at the moment.
Yeah, it's a little bit sorry, but quite
Not
sensible.
low, is it? Yeah.
Not
it's
massively.
absolutely fine.
But again, the fact that you've probably got a heel stripe pattern, if you hit that in the middle, you'd probably go, that felt toey.
Yeah, true. See, that felt out the, well, I'd say that felt out the middle, but it's probably slightly heely.
Yeah. See, that to me, it almost seems quite easy to turn over. It keeps missing that. Yeah, it's just the strike on that specific combo is not good enough.
No.
You see the backspin, 16, 15, 15, 1500.
Yeah.
That's spinning way too low. Now that head, I think, when you make a good swing and you hit out the middle, wouldn't be too low.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that the strike is high on the face consistently.
Yeah.
It's ripping that spin down.
Yeah.
So what I will do is,
Do you want more?
in the spirit of fairness, we'll give the Callaway one more shot with the shaft that you were hitting in the TSR.
Okay.
Which again, I feel like you hit pretty well. Like
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Looked quite comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
So at least give it a chance.
Definitely.
And then I think if it still doesn't really quite gel, then for me personally, I'd be saying let's go with the Titleist. In terms of what I've seen.
I'd agree with that at the moment. Bloody beautiful, that one.
Definitely, like you like that shaft, don't you?
Sadly, I do.
Sadly, it's good. It's really good. I mean, I love. Yeah, great. Really good. I mean, it was a little bit down on efficiency, which is interesting because it wasn't a bad strike, but
Yeah.
nice high launch, low backspin, and a pretty good result. And the one negative with the Callaway is the swing speed is generally down a little bit more, but I mean, you know, you would be talking maybe 5 yards, possibly,
Yeah.
if that.
Yeah.
For something that, if it's more stable and more consistent, then
Left.
yeah.
Oh, I managed to hit that one right.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, strike's better. It's definitely better with that shaft, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Considering I was using this just before the Cobra, wasn't I? And it was.
Yeah, it's horrendous, yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I mean about it almost being, you know, if you really want to dial in the head, right, you probably could,
Yes.
in all honesty.
Yeah.
This is why it's kind of like important to choose a head
Yeah.
and then dial
Yeah.
from there.
Trouble is, I'm terrible at making decisions. That felt really nice. I know
Really?
it's not,
Okay.
but it felt lovely.
Again, this is the thing. I know it's not the smallest fairway, but it's not a massive fairway. It's probably like an average fairway, I'd say.
Yeah.
That's only just missed left side
Yeah.
with a bit of a, maybe a high toey hooky shot.
Yeah.
But your miss isn't dreadful. Like my miss is like,
3 fairways.
yeah, 350 yards in the wrong direction.
Yeah. I think that might be a bit heely. Well, that was still fine.
What are you feeling with that now?
It feels nice again.
Yeah.
Back to feeling nice again. Yeah.
Oh, we need to set those high in a second.
Yeah. That is now, like, I would say towards the end of my round, they start leaking right.
Okay.
And that's
Yeah,
just
we're
where you
tired
get
of
tired.
it. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay.
That's me trying to turn through it.
Just have a little breather for a second.
Yeah.
We'll hit one more of that, just take your time, and then we're going to jump back into the tie list. Yeah, the strike was really good. The strike was great.
Yeah.
Face way too close to par.
I know how to fix that. Beauty.
Yeah, it's right, pretty good. I mean, a little bit more turn on it. That one definitely seems like it wants to turn a little bit more, I would say,
Yeah.
which doesn't surprise me based
Yeah.
on that being a little bit more in draw by his head.
Yeah.
So do you feel like that would be a good thing or a bad thing on course?
I would say I'd want to try and avoid turning the ball more left,
Okay,
but
okay, that's cool.
oh, it felt
Yeah,
good.
it's just-
Oh,
just
God,
a straight away
so
better.
nice.
Right, to start.
That was pretty much out the middle as well.
Straight away got back to it and just nailed it. And it sounds better, the ball flight looks better, it looks more
Yeah.
consistent. It's a little bit low, so the spin crept up a touch,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
it's 216, nice little draw down the right side. You're just not going to complain about that shot either.
Never, ever.
Yeah. Sneaking a touch, but
Very
you see
good.
how I almost feel like that would be more neutral to,
Yeah.
more neutral bias than the Callaway being slightly more left side bias.
Yeah.
But that is one of my go-to heads, that Max LS, to try and get it turning a bit more. It's
Yeah.
definitely more draw bias.
Yeah.
Whereas that is more neutral to when you can really play about with that, make it what you want, which is great.
Yeah, and also that feels like it gives me a bit more longevity to it.
100%.
Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
like as your swing may change, like if it gets to the point where I'm like, no, I'm going to sort that inside to out.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be in to out, but if I take 2 or 3 degrees off of that, then
That
You
would
can
out it,
adjust
yeah. So what I mean, it's great. The sleeve you can obviously change. You've got 12 independent settings. You can change loft and line independently. You've
yeah,
got the back weight. I mean, it's a good.
even that one
That's
wasn't
that's
hit
a
well.
miss. Yeah, that's an absolute miss.
Yeah,
But I love that miss compared to the one with the Callaway tended to be higher on the fade
yeah,
and turn.
Yeah,
Almost like a
definitely.
hooky one.
definitely.
Whereas that's your safe low neck,
Yeah.
which we like.
Those safe neckies.
It is, yeah, it absolutely is.
Hell of a shank.
It's a great shank. Great shank. Same again.
Mm. Felt good.
I think that was a little hit, like a little heat.
Yeah, probably was.
Well, still decent. I mean, not going to grumble. So, if you were to kind of put a scale on that for me in terms of how it feels to swing,
Yeah.
10 being like holy shit balls, 1 being snap it and bin it, where would you be kind of
That
at a
feels
minute?
feels really nice.
Yeah,
Feels really nice. Yeah,
like
like
an 8 or
yeah, I would always find it hard to commit to a 10.
yep. So I'm assuming it's not far off if you're saying that's like,
Yeah, it feels really nice compared to the others.
yeah.
You know, off the face, it feels like it pops. It feels solid but soft.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So just sort of like it's a solid cushion.
I'm going to use my shout next.
Ooh. Oh, it's just lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you responded really well to that shaft, and I think that head's great for you, right?
Yeah,
so you could just end there.
Yeah.
Like realistically, I'm
Yeah.
very comfortable with that, but we still want to try a few other things.
I'm
and
more than happy to try.
it's really good.
Yeah, very happy with that.
Yeah, it's great. Really, really good. I love the fact that now obviously the materials are getting better in shafts
Yeah.
in general. So they're going lighter weight but stable. Like this TZ5 is 50 gram, like pure 50 gram M5, which is their like X-Flex. So it's extra stiff, which you probably don't really need, but with it being a lightweight, it's light but stable. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel too much work.
Yeah.
And typically, I think with a heel strike as well, the looser something is, I think the more likely it is to move it heel side, I would
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
for you. So it's kind of not too much work, because I don't want you to feel like you have to work too hard, because again, I think that could bring in the miss, but it's
Yes.
stable enough to stay with you.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of just like ticks all the boxes, I think.
Yeah, nice. Snazzy.
That's not my shaft, but again, we're kind of going a little bit opposite end of the spectrum now, which is always interesting to
You know what's funny about this? Makes the head look smaller.
His head looks smaller.
The shaft makes the head look, well, yeah, because it's obviously not a smaller, it's the same head, isn't it? So,
Yeah, same head, same setting, just a different shaft.
yeah, it's made it look smaller for some reason.
Interesting.
Black
Maybe
is
it's
slimming.
white, yeah, the white
Yeah.
going into it possibly.
Exactly, yeah. It's funny, isn't it, how people's minds and stuff work differently. That felt heavy as well. Is it heavy? Feels heavy.
It is a heavier shaft, yes, it's a 60 gram, not 50, but that's more of a balance point thing with that shaft. They have this like impact.
bottom?
Yeah, they have this like impact stabilization zone, they call it, where there's like a section of shaft that's got like tungsten
Yeah.
in the pre-preg, which like drags the balance point down.
Yeah.
So it is a lower balance point shaft, but more active and higher torque.
Okay.
So we're getting a bit of an interesting mix of that.
So as I pulled it away, I sort of went to raise it and almost sort of left it behind.
Okay, because that extra weight.
Because I sort of wasn't ready for it, yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's just a good test in terms of profile and swing weight. And both of those, I kind of feel like probably wouldn't be the best for you.
No, agreed.
It's good to test, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And this is the thing with shafts, like, shafts, for me, don't typically change launch conditions, but they can massively change results.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, the path's getting more inside where you're trying to kind of find something, it's just
Yeah.
not what you want at all. It's a little bit better.
Yeah, it looks like it's gone really high.
Yeah, really, it's like high heel,
Yeah.
just like gone nowhere. Yeah, that's just, yeah, it's enough of a test with that, 5 shots.
Yeah, agreed.
So again, it's just like narrowing that window of, right, what is best for you. I
Yeah.
do something that's a little lighter,
Yeah.
it's quite stable,
Yeah.
not too much work. So
Yeah.
it's just ticking.
That really does sum up how my mind works.
Yeah. Light but stable.
Yeah. Yeah. The least work, the better.
Again, it's the advantage of coming somewhere where there's so many options as well, right? I suppose.
Totally, yeah. I mean, like when I bought that F8, it's off the shelf in a pro shop. They do custom fitting there, but since they've actually got a proper custom fitter with lots of different shafts and stuff.
Okay, cool.
They still will, your stock options are your stock options. So if there's a
Yeah.
sale stuff in place, they can't go away. Well, maybe they can now, but back then it was, these are your shafts. This is
Yeah.
the best one for you for your stock sort of
Yeah.
options, really.
Yeah. Which is what I'm kind of going to do now. I'm going to give you like what would probably be closest to that Acura in the stock offering, which
Okay.
is, again, they don't really have any like 50 gram extra sifts, because that's obviously not a thing apart from in specialised kind of shafts. But it's the RDX Black 60 gram 6.0, which is reasonably stable. But again, I feel like it doesn't feel like too much work.
Yeah.
Just something that we can do at the end. It sounded okay.
Yeah, it was fine. It doesn't. It feels again. It feels a little bit heavier.
Yep.
Feel it. So I feel like I've got to work a little bit more on it. But
Yep. Yeah, a bit necky, but launch conditions are actually decent.
Yeah.
Efficiency was decent. Swing speed is definitely dropping off a little bit now. We're getting a bit tired, but it's fine. Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
A little high on the face maybe, look like a little lower spin ball flight.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, 270 down the middle, we'll take it.
You will indeed.
Yep, definitely, yeah, 1400 backspin, nice.
I feel like I can certainly get it working.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot better than the last shaft, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, tons.
Yeah, a bit high, but again, it's not a bad result.
No. Felt like a weird swing that one. Just felt like a weird takeaway.
Yeah, again, the result's decent,
Yeah.
but it's a little bit like drop kicky, wasn't it? So
Yeah,
it
that's
really
right.
rips the spin off and then it really flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1100 backspin. Beautiful.
Nice.
It's like night and day better than
Yeah.
the last one.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is where it starts to come down to, with the Acra being a more premium option, obviously more expensive.
Sure.
I'm pretty open and honest, and I let people test the stock chart and what
Yeah.
I feel would be the best stock option chart.
Yeah.
Say, that's stock, that's what it does, this is aftermarket, that's what it does.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when you've got the numbers and you've hit it and got the information, you can then really make up your own mind
Yeah.
in terms of, do you think it's worth the extra cost?
Yeah, that's right. That felt good.
Yes, that's a good one. That is a good one. Again, it looks pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, it does feel good. I would say it doesn't feel as good as the.
The Acra.
Yeah. But it's still very
Decent.
productive, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you know, hit it like that, it's efficiency's good.
Even that one didn't feel like a nice strike, but
No, it's definitely hard on the face.
Yeah.
But they do great. I mean, your miss with them doesn't tend to be bad.
no.
The spin drops down, which you're going to get on a slightly high strike.
Sure.
But your misses doesn't seem bad with it. You know, it really doesn't.
Funny enough, like going back to my original driver, so that efficiency on that swing alone, obviously that wasn't a good strike, but was
Yeah.
1.33,
Yeah.
and it still got out, still carried 250.
Yes.
And my 1.3s with my Cobra at the beginning, they were carrying nothing like that. were they?
Yeah, I mean that I wouldn't. I mean the efficiency just skews so much when it's actually having a bit of an off day today. There's something on. Sometimes there's something on
'cause of the
people's
emphasis.
shoes that are a bit reflective that muddles it up, but you can see how the efficiency actually
Yeah.
kind of changes so much when it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 141 on average, which
Okay.
is as best as we've seen out of any combo today on average
Yeah.
in terms of the efficiency.
Yeah.
141, which is good. But yeah, I mean on average out of those, is it 5 or 6 drives,
Yeah.
we're carrying 245, 268.
Yeah.
Which is a great from an average of, was that 7 drives,
Yeah.
we're getting closer to where you probably should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with a few missed strikes in there, we can see there's quite a few where the spin's dropped off because you hit it a little bit higher on the face.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, the biggest miss has been 26 yards offline, which on most courses might be in the rough, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4, you've got 5 out of 7 in the fairway,
Yeah.
which is fantastic.
Take it all day long.
And an average of 268 yards, which
All day long.
for your swing speed of 98 is really bang on the money. So for an average of 7 shots,
Yeah.
I mean the dispersion is, when you're looking at the little draw on every single one of them,
Yeah.
those almost all down the middle,
Yeah.
you know, one in the right rough, nothing that I particularly wouldn't like about the results,
Yeah,
you know.
agreed. Yeah. Agreed.
So really, to justify the extra money, you would have to be either quite rich or
Yeah. Oh,
just really like it a lot more.
That's
It's
exactly
fine.
what goes in my mind. Like that other one does feel nicer.
Yeah,
Does feel nicer.
I don't know whether it's just because it's just slightly a bit lighter.
Yep.
So it almost feels like it's nothing in your hands.
Yep. Okay.
Lovely.
So let me just.
But results wise, like how much is that shaft?
TZ5, you're probably looking at a couple £100.
Yeah. Yeah. So it takes a driver from 550 to 750 sort of thing.
Yeah. You'd be looking at it's about 200. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. I'm
roughly.
But yeah, you'd be looking at sort of 750ish probably.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of money. But I don't tend to do loads of aftermarket shafts. Tend to find obviously more your better players go that way.
The better players are looking for tiny gains, aren't they? They're looking
Absolutely.
for tiny gains in places that
Absolutely.
if they're playing off of one, it might get them to scratch.
Yes.
If it saves them 0.1 of a shot hole on each hole, let's say, and that's a weird way to look at it, but
And I think
that 200 quid goes a long way from that, doesn't it? But
and with I guess a lot of people look at it in not the wrong way, but with an aftermarket shaft versus stock shaft, it's more you're going to get what you hit, right? In terms of the consistency of how they're made, and the tolerances are a lot tighter.
okay.
Whereas with a stock shaft and mass produced, you don't always get the same weight, the same torque, the same consistency you would that you're going to get if you pay for a Ventus or an Acura or something like that. So the consistency is just better as well.
Yeah.
So and they want to know that what they're getting is exactly what they want.
Yeah.
And we want that as well, right? So if you're talking
definitely
ultimate performance, then that's what you want to go with. But for most of us amateurs playing off 10 to 30, do we really need that? Not all the time.
No.
That's really interesting. That was a bit nifty, wasn't it?
It was.
When you initially pick that up and I'll ask you in a sec, you feel it. Can you feel does it feel different?
No.
Okay.
No, not really.
Okay, just give it a little feel, just give it a little waggle, a little practice swing.
To be honest, you gave it to me and I forgot we'd even changed it.
Okay. That's fine, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah, great miss. Love the miss, a little bit healy, but another couple more. So initially it's not feeling any different to the last 6 or 7 you just won.
No.
Okay.
Not really. Other than where it's coming off the face of it.
Yep.
Oh, that felt so nice. But
That was just quick with the hands.
yeah.
So I've just got a bit behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as good, is it?
No. Agreed. Is this another stock shaft, this one, or was this?
All I changed was the swing weight,
Oh, right.
made it lighter.
Oh.
I put -4 gram weight in the head.
Oh, okay.
So we're looking at roughly 2 swing weights lighter than what it was. So
Right.
I was kind of almost slightly expecting to say it feels a bit lighter, a bit easier.
Yeah. Didn't notice at all, to be honest.
Okay. Definitely not as good as it.
No.
Let's try the opposite end of the spectrum.
Amazing, isn't it? Such small things can make such big differences.
How does that feel initially?
I just feel like I'm losing the strike a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's...
But in terms of the way it feels to swing, you're not picking up on anything massive.
No.
Okay.
No.
Interesting.
It will feel a bit similar to
Interesting.
Why?
Yeah. Again, it's kind of, I've gone either end of the spectrum a little bit there, which is interesting. You can't feel any different, but the results seem to be worse.
Yeah.
So I put a -4 gram weight in the head, which is roughly 2 swing weights lighter,
Right.
and now I've put a +6 in there.
Okay.
So we've got 10 swing weights between the last combo and that combo.
I can't feel it.
You can't feel, essentially be almost 5 swing weights.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. Some people can feel a lot and some
Yeah.
people can't. Like, I would say it's slightly better, but it's not as good.
No.
Is how I would kind of deem that to be.
Yeah. Oh, it felt so nice, but I know I didn't turn through it.
Yeah.
It felt really nice off the face.
Yeah, it's better, isn't it? But it's,
Yeah.
I'd say, not quite as good. Let's flip back quickly.
It feels nicer.
Feels
So,
nice.
I know it didn't look good. But
Yeah.
feels more comfortable that one for some reason.
Yep.
Ugh.
It's better flight.
Yeah, I think it wasn't.
Yeah, it's a little
It's
bit
off the
easy,
top,
I would
isn't
say, again, but
Yeah.
it's 266, nice little draw down the right side. Yeah, a little bit high heel,
Yeah.
but actually the result,
Yeah.
when you take that shot every day of the week,
Yeah, you really would. A bit tubby, isn't it?
yeah. Going back to that feels a bit more comfortable, you say.
Yeah, I would say so. It's so hard, isn't it? Because you get so many balls.
It is, yeah, and there's
Swing
never going to be
changes.
this like miracle club that makes everything
Yeah.
go away, right? We're always going to have misses in there, regardless of what club we've got in our hand.
That's right.
Now's a very good time when you hit, because you're very tired.
Yeah.
It's a very good reflection of, right, how comfortable are we with this club?
Yeah.
Again, there's actually been a couple, again, really nice shots in there.
Yeah, that was nice. That
Yeah.
felt really nice.
Yeah. But, okay.
The low one.
Yeah. Okay, again, it's a little bit deep. It's not a bad
Yeah,
miss.
it is.
It's not a bad miss. Just take your time. Just have a couple more with
I'm
that.
sort of thinking now, I'm sort of not thinking. I'm
Yeah.
just sort of,
It's good. Yeah.
I'm just throwing, which, you know, I should think a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Just be relaxed. Relax and just make a nice swing in it.
It's a good miss.
Yeah.
Right at the heel.
There you go. Yeah, like I said, it's a really good miss. Like. It's interesting, isn't it? So I still feel like we're going to go, I'm going to flip back to the Acro in a minute just for fun.
Yeah.
It's certainly not, it's not bad. Again, it's decent, right?
Yeah, very much so.
It's better, that configuration with that swing weight, with that weight is better, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. Feels so nice.
Again, it's weighing up, right? It's weighing it all up. Like, it wasn't like the best shot, to be fair.
Yeah,
was
it
it?
wasn't. It was a bad shot, but
It was a little bit easy, and again, it's more just that path that causes you a few issues, really.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a bit too inside, as you know, but. Pretty necky.
Yeah.
Don't hate it, but. Don't hate it. Yeah, it's. Close, eh?
That was close.
It's sounds like more solid.
Yeah, it does. It feels that way, especially. I just needed to get that one turning, and it would have been a real nice shot. Sort of thing.
Yeah. Still really there you go. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, I drop kicked it.
Yeah, that was a bit quick on that one.
Yeah.
Underneath it. Okay. It's a lot of hitting, isn't it? I don't know how many
It
drives
is.
you've hit, but
Yeah.
you've hit, what have you hit? 118 drives.
That's quite a lot, isn't it?
It's a lot of drives, yeah. Yeah, nice.
Felt good.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I feel like, again, it realistically, it'd come down to money, right?
Yeah,
I think that's a better shaft for you? Yes.
I agree.
Do you think it's worth the extra money? That's your decision,
Yes,
right?
it is.
Like, so I would give you two options, right? I'll give you a stock setup that's the best, and I'll give you an aftermarket setup that's the best.
Yeah.
And then it would be down to you to make your mind up. Like, realistically, that's not going to go further. Like, aftermarket shafts, typically, you know, they're not just going to add 10 yards on.
No, that's fine.
It doesn't happen. But that feel, that confidence,
Yeah,
maybe a little bit more consistency,
yeah.
like those kind of things. And for me, it's so much down to shafts, so much down to feel.
Is it the sort of thing that you could buy the shaft another day?
Yeah, of course, yeah, yeah.
So like you could buy the stock as what it is,
Yeah.
and then like after Christmas say, be like, oh nice, yeah, let's buy the shaft now.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then
Definitely.
yeah. And then you just carry two shafts in your bag the whole time, just
Yeah,
swapping around,
and
not knowing what the hell's
One of
going
those
on.
people that's got 9 shafts and they don't know which one to use.
Yeah.
See a lot of those. Just have a little bit of fun now. Good. Greatness, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just have a little bit of fun quickly.
A little bit of fun. What for you? I've been having fun.
You've been having loads of fun. Again, like the numbers are actually pretty good still from that,
Yeah.
from that miss. So with your setup, I want you to move your ball position way forward.
Way forward.
Yep. Yep, cool. And then see if you can drop, just basically widen your stance by dropping your foot. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, good. It's nice and relaxed. Yep. Nice and relaxed. Try and kind of stay there and just let it go. Don't try and hold off it like that. I want you to feel
Okay.
like you release the club more.
Okay.
Yes.
So glad that didn't work.
What was that? But that must have been a reaction. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, again. Look at that delivery though, right? 3 into out, 1 7 close.
Okay.
I know you hit it heely, but you just have to trust the club going around your body.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So if we're going less into out, you should move the strike pattern less heely.
Feels like we've got to stretch so far for it.
Cool. Good mate.
Yeah, it was good. Thoroughly enjoyable. What is scary is what the price of them would be, obviously. And then, like you say, it just comes down to whether
It's enough.
yeah, like
When you hit yours well, realistically,
yeah, that's right.
there's no yardage gain really.
No,
But this is the thing, like
is there yardage gain on the worst hits? Because there's a couple there that have ballooned out right.
Again, but it's like if I was being a fitter and a salesman, I'd say yes.
Sure.
Really, again, you're now in a wormhole of well, how bad did you hit that versus how bad did you hit the tightest?
Yeah.
Was it helio? Was the face more open? Like, my personal opinion is it a more consistent driver? Is it a better driver? Yes. If you gave me a choice of the one to take out and go and play with, I'm going to take yours. I'm going to take the tightest.
Sure.
I'm going to take the tightest all day long.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's a more forgiving driver.
Yeah.
How much more yardage? Again, like it's impossible to say. Being honest, it is absolutely impossible to say. If I was in your shoes, what would I do? If I had the money and it wasn't an issue,
Yeah.
I would buy it because I believe it's a better driver.
Yeah.
If money was tight, I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
Quite simple.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you nail yours, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like every year when I get reps coming here and they bring me the new stuff and they show me it and you say, right, let's hit some shots because they know I do some bits on social, they're like, it's quicker, it's faster, it's longer. And I'm like, it won't be. Because once you get that 145 efficiency, which is predicated on swing speed, you're not getting any more ball speed.
Yeah.
You're not. Like they're limited. You're not getting any more speed. So then the only other factors you've got to distance, the launch and spin.
Yeah.
So then it's just about dialing in launch and spin. And once the efficiency's there and once the launch and spin's there, you're not getting any more out of it.
Yeah.
Without swinging faster.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah.
You're maxed. It's pretty basic really, but
This comes back down to, you know, like you say, money's not an option. Like I'd like no issue. Be walking out of it ordered today with
Absolutely.
the aftermarket shaft.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's where you're at. If you're thinking, how much is it going to gain me?
Yeah.
Like, probably for a lot of amateur golfers, is it more beneficial to spend £500 on lessons and range sessions?
Well, like yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I shouldn't be saying that.
No.
But and again, it depends, right?
But like you say, when you come down to the end where you want, I suppose you could take a 30 handicapper in here and you could reduce their dispersion with a new driver.
Could you though?
To a certain level.
Yeah, could you? Again, I'm not even a fan of that word dispersion, like realistically, because you could just make you can make 3 shit swings. With the best club in the world,
Yeah.
is it the club?
Yeah.
No, it's you.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very muddy water fitting, which is why I like to do a long swing as well, because I'll probably just improve your golf way more in the swing than any club ever will.
Yeah.
Which is quite obvious, it's always going to be us.
Yeah.
Like, really.
That's right, yeah.
It's just about giving yourself, A, optimising launch conditions so you know when you hit a good one you're getting the most out of it,
Yeah.
and B, trying to get something that feels really comfortable and you're confident with, so it just starts to reduce the miss a little bit more.
Yeah.
Or you get the weight right and the swing rate right, so it kind of just, it limits the bad swing as much as possible.
Yeah.
Never going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
As amateur golfers, we're all going to make shit swings. You see tour players make shit swings. Like, it's just golf.
That's right.
It's trying to limit it as much as possible. That to me is fitting, but so many people do come with issues, like, I can't hit my driver, swing issue. Can't hit my driver, swing issue.
Yeah.
It's rarely a driver issue,
Yeah,
to be
of
honest.
course.
Again, there's things we can do to make it easier.
Yeah.
If you're spraying it everywhere and hitting all over the face, it's
Yeah.
unlikely it's going to be a driver issue,
Yeah.
to be honest.
But there are differences, like when I'm swinging them and you change a shaft, put it back in, just like, this is just not going well.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just like, get this out. Like, that is obviously wrong, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, so there are obviously massive gains to be made.
Definitely within like shaft. I mean, it just so happens that actually kind of your shaft and the profile of it and the way it plays, 45 inches, kind of, so the swing weight's quite good. The profile, again, it's a reasonably firm profile. Like, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
For you.
Sort of close to where it needs to be anyway.
Yeah, it's not far off, exactly. So the whole thing is just not far off. So your gains, especially on a good one, aren't going to be big.
Yeah.
Because it's already pretty good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, people come and go, oh, my driver's 7 years old, tech's moved on, it's clearly game. Again, it depends.
Yeah.
You can get some old drivers that people come in with like super high launch and super low spin. I'm like, mate, if anything, I want to lose you distance.
Yeah.
Not gain you distance.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
and then again, you're talking best to best, you're talking on average, and then in the average set, how many bad ones in there? Like, you can go round and round realistically.
Yeah.
Which I think why fit is a lot fitter, simplify it and skew it a little bit sometimes. Let's be honest, because it's easy, right?
Yeah.
Easy to make the sale.
Yeah.
I struggle to do that.
Yeah. That says a lot about you and your character, doesn't it? And that's, you know, and the service that you're providing. Like, that's an amazing service to provide, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
in
so.
my opinion.
Yeah.
Certainly in my opinion. But at the same time, I'm quite tight. Like, I'm quite tight on money. I want to see like proper gains to think that's worth it.
Yep.
Or it's like so obviously me that it's not worth it.
Yeah.
You know, but there are other people that are like, I want shiny, I want to see whatever you want to show me,
Yeah.
and I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
There are people like that.
I love those people, yeah. It's great.
Yeah, of course.
They just want a new driver, it doesn't matter what, they just want a new one, that's great. But like you say, no new driver is ever going to nullify a bad swing.
Yeah.
or a really shit shot. Like, it's never going to happen.
No.
So it all comes down to expectations. Like, what do you expect to get out of a new club? Because your shit swing is still going to be in there.
Yeah.
Well, of course it is.
Yeah.
We can maybe limit it a little bit or help it a little bit, but you still want to make bad swings.
No.
You could have the best club in the world. It would not matter.
No. No, exactly that. And the other side to that argument, I think, is like, if you put Rory McIlroy and give him my set of clubs that aren't spec to him, I bet he can still shoot a really good round of golf.
Oh, easily. Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Easily.
So it's like totally the player is everything, isn't it?
Absolutely. If you've got a good skill level, you'll be able to play with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. And that's why it's almost better or easier fitting lower handicap players.
Yeah.
They do hit it more consistently.
Yeah.
They hit everything quite good though.
Yeah, they do.
So then it's fine
And
tuning.
they might be coming with, say, like, I want a higher ball flight. And you go, okay, cool. And you
Yeah.
go, that's noticeably higher.
Yeah.
Right, lovely. Thank
It's
you.
easier to manipulate for better players.
Yeah.
When the strike's consistent, it's also much easier to tell the difference because
Yeah, that's
the
right.
strike makes such a huge difference, even millimetres.
Yeah.
That some people will hit one and go, oh, that's pretty crap. And I'm like, yeah, but it was face was 2 degrees open and you hit it 3 mil heel, 4 mil low. That's going to make a big difference versus the last one was 3 mil toe, 4 mil high.
Yeah.
And the face 1 degree closed. That's 20 yards difference right there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. It's so many variables when you really dive into it
Yeah.
that it's hard to give. You know, it takes a lot of experience I think to give a really good fit in.
Yeah.
And get it
for sure.
right
For sure.
for people.
Yeah.
And that's why ours are a bit longer as well, because it gives me enough time to make sure we're getting as right as we possibly can.
Definitely. So thorough. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm leaving here with no stone unturned.
Yeah.
I know what would be the best driver for me.
Yeah.
I know what would be the second best driver for me.
Yeah.
And I know that my driver is not far away from those either.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Which is good. And really, what it does solidify is go, do you know what? I can go away and game my driver and just keep gaming it as it is.
Yes. Absolutely. Especially with realistically with the swing differences we've made today.
Yeah.
Keep solidifying them as well.
Definitely, yeah.
And then in 6 months' time, you might go, actually, now I've got a bit of money, let's relook at it.
That's
or
right.
whatever,
Yeah.
See what
Because,
happens.
the reason why I'm here is because I've had that driver for a while and I would like something quite shiny,
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's always nice, isn't it? To have
Yeah.
something new in the back.
but
And I do feel, again, like I said at the beginning, it's sometimes harder to quantify forgiveness and consistency in here based on the amount of bad swings that we make, especially when you're tired.
yeah,
I would say over the course of a season, is that tiredness going to save you shots over the curve? Yeah, I believe it would.
yeah.
I do believe it
Yeah,
would.
and I probably agree with that as well. Like,
Yeah.
I would say it would.
It's just really hard sometimes to exactly quantify that in here.
Yeah, that's right.
So many variables.
Completely.
Good if I just leave to see now.
If you have managed to stick out this vlog, then full credit to you, and put down below.
I stuck it out because that is mental. It took me ages to edit, but
Even goes on to give me half an hour's pointers and this, that and the other, which is fascinating. You see from that first shot alone, my path gets corrected massively. So very interesting to see how it changes. You should definitely check out the next video that I do. That'll be a lot shorter, but very cool. Unfortunately, the GoPro played up towards the end. Well, actually throughout, it didn't pick up any sound, and I was filming more with my GoPro at the beginning and at the end. So I had to try and snip it together. But basically, the club of choice was the TSR2. In the end, it was the TSR2, and that Acra shaft was just amazing. Now I'm struggling to justify 730 quid for those two. The stock shaft was also good, and that's what's great about Ross. He gives you two options. He gives you a stock option, so buy off the shelf. This is the best build for you, and he gives you that extra custom. But one thing me and Ross have discussed afterwards, and watching it back, it's made me think about it even more. That custom shaft, when it went in the Callaway head, I hit that really well, and when it went back in the Titleist head, hit that really well. I'm actually thinking about just buying the shaft and putting it in my driver head, and there is a reason for that, but you will have to watch the end of the next video, the lesson video, because I actually get my driver back out towards the end, and it's interesting to see the results of that. But anyway, if you have stuck this out, thank you so much. Full credit to you, but really wanted to show a thorough, in-depth
review or experience that Ross shares, and you can't really cut that down. There is actually lots of information I've cut out, but what a lovely guy, top bloke, knows his stuff. Definitely worth a visit with that discount code DGS GV50. DGS Golf Vlogs 50. DGS GV50, all capitals. But yeah, get yourself over there, well worth it. A fun hour and a half I had. I was actually in there for 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours, which is just crazy. But thank you for watching. If you have watched, credit to you. Unbelievable. But yeah, peace out. Merry Christmas. Tree.